Yo,
What's happening with you, man?
and I already know what's happening with you. Let's get it out the way.
I ain't said nothing.
No, I mean,
I'm
hey,
just standing here.
I'm giving you a chance to floss.
I am just standing here.
Bruh, take your turn to testify.
I'm not testifying.
You're not going to testify.
I ain't saying nothing.
Say it.
You know what? I'm just sitting here.
You can't even celebrate your own squad?
I mean, I'm not. Oh, I thought you wanted me to talk about y'all.
No, celebrate your squad, man.
I'm living proof.
Politically incorrect is an equal opportunity offender.
I'm living legend.
And, go ahead. Tell us about how y'all look pretty good today. Y'all look good.
Thank you.
The Bears look like garbage.
I do have one question.
What's that?
I do have one question. Did y'all trade in y'all steel curtain for them for those plastic
for some Venetian blinds from Walmart?
Because I'm like, Lord have mercy.
But that's about how much protection Ben getting. This cat can't move. I'm telling you, this dude is RoboCop.
It's literally, I mean, your line is bad, man. Your line is really, and I think they thought that running back was gonna make the difference, but the running back can't do very much without a line. So
you need a block or two.
Yeah, somehow.
Najee Harris is a beast, and I hate to see, and we're not the first team, and won't be the last team. It's our turn, but to watch a good talent, go to waste because of a poor system or structure, which is a sermon in itself for all of you that tuned in to Sunday night service.
Come on, son.
Good
we
talent.
We had first-round draft picks for years.
Listen, Cleveland, remember them jerseys that had like 19 different quarterbacks listed on the back of them? Cleveland has been there.
Yes,
and they weren't all garbage. They weren't all garbage.
They weren't.
All of them weren't, but bad system.
Yes,
bad
sir.
structure.
Yes,
so
welcome everybody.
Welcome to Religiously Incorrect. It's Sunday night service.
Still the new time.
Since most churches don't even have Sunday night service anymore, we are the new Sunday night service.
Absolutely. We are the Sunday night service. Come on in. Pay your tithes.
Bring your tambourine. Yeah, if you missed your morning tithes, pay your evening tithes. Bring your tambourine. Testify. Sing your favorite devotional song. Hey, do me a favor. Like, share, tag. Tell somebody to come in. We have a bomb show tonight. We're so glad you guys stopped through. Remember our new time, 8 a.m. Matter of fact, tag somebody and remind them.
Share them.
8 a.m. Yes, it's fall time. It get dark early. We ain't got time to be out all late and
you ain't got nothing else to do.
We ain't got nothing else to do. Ain't nothing going on.
Ain't nothing. Ain't nobody playing tonight.
I have no idea. That's how unimportant it is. That's how unimportant it is. I have no idea.
There it is.
Yeah. So what's going on in your world, man? What's happening in the world? What's been catching your eye? What's been in the latest news?
Well, and a lot of people might not care about this because I really don't, but it seemed to have been pretty big in the media. I don't know why, but I don't know if you know. I don't know if you watched. The dude from Blue's Clues came back. And I swear,
his name is Steve. He has a name.
That's his name.
His name is Steve.
I swear, my wife act like Prince came back from the dead. I'm like,
bro, I'm trying to figure out. Most of us didn't even watch this show. I think people putting on, man.
I'm like, so what? He left. I don't.
He's like, hey guys, I missed you. I'm like, what you need, $20 or something? I mean, he come back like a brother, like a hard time. And he come back like a member that's been gone for like 14 years and come back. Hey guys.
He came back like the dude from 5 Heartbeats.
Listen.
I'm back. Nights like this, I wish. Raindrops would fall.
With his old jacket on, with his old striped shirt. Yeah, and people, first of all, either way too old or way too young to be caring.
Right.
Or posting up like this dude's little 90-second video has really changed your life. You know what? Let me know when He-Man comes back.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Let me know when Scooby-Doo comes back.
The Transformers.
Bro, Voltron. Let me know when Voltron.
Voltron. Yes.
Thundercat. Oh, Steve, you right, bro. Steve from Blue's Clues. Ain't nobody waiting on this cat to come back and do nothing.
And he just blew up. I don't know how much. I mean, that video had to go super viral.
He gonna have a reality show or album out or something soon. It was a strategic, it was a strategic move. But I have news, some current news for those of you liking, sharing, commenting. Welcome to Religiously Incorrect. As you can see, we have no sense. As you can see, we have no sense. Okay. Hey, how about Trump lost another election and he ain't even running for nothing?
What
Trump,
is
Trump lost Arizona again.
again?
By more votes. The Cyber Ninjas. Hey, listen. They had a group called the Cyber Ninjas. And every time I read or heard them say that word, I swear somebody's about to say the N word. All I could think of was black people. This is when I saw Cyber Ninjas, I said this must be a black group of computer hackers that's trying to take over the world.
Oh
They
my God.
spent millions of dollars in one of the wackest audits and recounts history has ever known, using methods. And I don't even know voting because, because of all this junk, we have all become experts in voting, just like we become expert in COVID.
Right.
And it was the most whack partisan. Even Trump tried to pay part of the cost of doing his recount himself. And this dude lost by 300 and some more votes. 300 and some more votes. How many times you got to lose?
And they still ain't taking his name off the front of their yard. They don't care.
In Canfield. The
flags down. That people still driving around with the flags on the back of their trucks.
Bro, when I pull in the neighborhood and see more than one house with a Trump sign still up, I just turn around and drive out and just go the other way.
Hurry up and go get out.
You know what's going to happen? And I hate to say this. Y'all can say what you want. You can be mad, but this is religiously incorrect. So you tuned in to watch this. I'm just telling you, you tuned in. Trump flags are going to become the new Confederate flags. They're like the new lost cause flags.
That is the truth.
The flags. What is it about the flags of losers in America that they won't stop flying them?
They won't stop. They ain't gonna never stop flying them.
I mean, it's amazing. But he lost again, and I guess there are a couple other states that are gonna try to do a recount as well. God bless you all. That's all I have to say.
For what? Just let it go. Just let it go.
You know what? Somebody is keeping this going because as long as people are willing to pay, somebody's making some money doing this. It's always follow the money.
Well, before we bring in our guests, I do want to bring up, I know this ain't national news, but this is news, especially to the city of Youngstown. A couple days ago, we lost a great man, a great mentor, a great husband. My uncle, Ron Miller, aka Sababo, the man behind the man behind the African Culture Weekend. If you watch Harambe, you've seen him. If you was dealing with the Urban League, you've seen him. If he was a professor,
Kwanzaa,
he was doing it, and he was just the quietest, most humble man ever. Love him to death. I know. I went by and saw all my aunties today, and everybody seems to be doing well. And so pray for the family. The funeral is Friday at New Bethel. He was a longtime member of New Bethel. The family was a longtime member of New Bethel. 10 a.m. 10 to 12.
Dress in your Wakandan best. Dress in your Wakandan best.
Come on, sir. Yes.
Leave the vestments and the collars at home.
All that Black Panther stuff you bought a couple years ago.
All that Black History dashiki you be wearing during Black History Month. Bring it out for Dr. Miller. And I ain't even joking. Bring it out. Turn that sucker out. Scare them white folk. Scare all of them. Then go to Walmart afterward. Then go to Walmart afterward to make them think the revolution has commenced.
It has begun. It has begun.
Yes. Salute to Dr. Sababu, to Dr. Miller, to Lynette. I mean, they're warriors. We know their family to you. Lynette came on here and dropped knowledge a few months ago. And she did all that while Brother Miller was sick, while she was taking care of him. So we love them. I feel like a adopted son of Youngstown. And so, I'm praying for them. And, and while we're at it, we have a special guest, a special pre-guest, a guest with the guest. One of our favorites and religiously incorrect, the pastor, the doctor, the leader, the president himself.
Presidente.
El Presidente. El Presidente. Hey, religiously incorrect crowd. This is just our pre-guest. Welcome, one of our regulars, Pastor Michael Harrison. Dr. Michael Harrison. How you doing, Doc?
Lord Jesus, have mercy. Help me. I don't know what I'm going to do with y'all. Oh, my God.
Why do you put yourself through this? I'm trying to figure that out.
Okay? It's good to see you, Pastor Todd, Pastor Jeff. Good
Love you, sir.
To talk to y'all and to be with y'all and all that kind of good stuff, man. I just appreciate the opportunity to hang out with y'all for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. So I want to say that, and I want to speak it loud and proud. We've already talked about it, but we know that the city of Youngstown has had a pretty horrific year as it concerns violence and tragedy in our community. And I say our because, no matter where it happens, when it's your own people, I grieve and pray for Chicago. I grieve and pray for New York. I grieve and pray for St. Louis. But I definitely care about what's happening right here in the Mahoning Valley, whether it's Warren, Youngstown, or beyond. And, it's just been tragic how many young lives we have lost, including some young innocent lives that have happened. And our pastors have been on the front lines in various manners, in advocating, in praying, yes, in intervening and interceding, and even trying to mediate and get in between. And by the way, I'm not going to get into it, but one of my sisters in church said today, pastors do so much you do not see. And while you're waiting on another press conference, we do that. And when you're waiting on another prayer meeting, we do that. And you criticize those things. Trust, there are some midnight phone calls, some house visits.
Absolutely.
There are some, I need two sides to come and meet me in the church basement. A lot of that is going on, whether or not some of these things continue on or not. But Pastor Harrison is joining with other pastors, a core group, and I'm sure many others will join in with them as well to present a revival. And, it was mentioned on this show by two brothers who are not ministers and not pastors, that what our cities need are old school revivals and to bring Jesus back to the streets. So, Pastor Harrison, would you tell us about who you are connecting with? And I'll put the graphic up while you talk. And tell us about what we can expect in the coming week.
The thing that's so amazing about how God works is, as or maybe some of your viewers don't know, Pastor Simon initiated the move of the prayer walks, and we came together of pastors of every denomination to be a part of that. And the Lord had dropped it in my spirit that Youngstown needs revival. It needs a twofold revival. It needs the people of God to be revived because they're exhausted. But then also the neighborhood needs a word that will permeate and penetrate and change the hearts of men and women. The one thing that I'm overwhelmingly convinced of is if he can change me, he can change them. But we need to present that word to them to be able to do so. And that's overwhelmingly important. So I sought the Lord, and Pastor Simon was doing what he was doing. And so we pushed our date back and joined with him so that we could show cohesiveness. Because, one of the things that happens in the body of Christ, we become competitive. Who gets the biggest crowd, who, whatever. And so we did that and brought it to the end of the month. The Lord laid Bishop Kenneth Paramore in my spirit, and he laid Pastor, Lord Jesus, I done got old now.
Pastor Mark.
Yeah, Pastor Mark Jackson.
Pastor Light Bulb.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
I can get away with that. I can get away.
We had a joke that we did when we were on our last chat to get everything together. And Pastor Bishop Paramore and I were talking about, we need light on the stage to be able to read. And we were like, Pastor Jackson don't need no light, because that's why he pastors the Light Church.
I call him the Light Skin Church. That's what I call him. I call him the Light Skin Church, the Barge Ministries.
Yes, and we have cohesively come together. We have a 30 by 60 tent that is going up on the corner of Hillman and Warren. Isn't that funny? Hillman and Warren. Okay. We're anticipating God to move. We're bringing our PA systems, lighting, and all of that. We're going to light up the South Side to the glory of God. We have intercessors. Matter of fact, they'll be meeting with me at 5:30 tomorrow. They're on the spot to begin to saturate the South Side in prayer. Bishop has trained the altar workers. Pastor Jackson, of course, is in charge of the music ministry. And it is such a cohesive work. But then also other pastors have joined in with us. We have our security teams in case folk are scared. Trust me, It is a secure site. Different pastors are sending their security groups to be a part of that. Officer Malik is going to watch the tent at night. And then we have Youngstown's finest that's going to be there while the worship service is going on. And when I tell you there is a sense of enthusiasm in the air, it is just absolutely unbelievable, because the last time we did this was probably 6 to 7 years ago at Union.
At Union.
Yeah.
At Union.
I remember.
But we feel this time that we need to take the gospel to the heart of the madness. Okay. Where the murders are taking place and the deals are taking place, because we are a firm believer that if you put the word in the atmosphere, the word will change everything it touches. And it can do what law enforcement can't do, FBI, CIA, it can do it. It can transform them. And so we're really excited about it. The three of us will be preaching. I'm not telling y'all which night who's preaching.
That's
you just got to show up to find out. We ain't doing it that way. And we're looking forward to what God's going to do. And I'm telling you, Pastor Mark texted me and said, man, he got folk coming from Youngstown and the Akron church.
Wonderful.
To be a part of what's going on. You already know Bishop gonna have his folk, and my folk are coming. We got people, Greater Friendship, South Side. We got all kinds of churches, New Bethel. We got Bethel Church of God in Christ. We got folk that are showing up to be a part of this move of God, because the first thing we're doing is praying, seeking God's face, asking God to change the hearts of young men and women. And then the altar workers who have been trained can deal with them where they are.
Yes, sir.
And that's such an important thing, because, you know, the church has become, bougie.
We know. We know. That's it. That's it.
The church has become uppity. It has gotten to the point that it doesn't really want people in their building, so God took care of that. He took care of that. He kicked us out of buildings. And I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all this quick story. Not this Sunday, but the Sunday before last, because you know we're loud outside. We're real loud. Okay. And a young man had just got out of prison, been in prison for 8 years, missed his bus, but heard the worship service and followed the sound. And gave his life to the Lord. And he said, I don't have much, but I got more now than I ever have. I got my Bible, and I'm back in my right mind. And you don't know what that did for us. Some of my members ministered to him, took him out, get him something to eat, gave him a little something to put in his pocket so he could catch his bus to head back home after 8 years of being incarcerated.
Wow.
On a regular basis, people ride up and down the street on their bikes, and all kind of people stop by to hear what the Lord is doing. So the best thing for us to do is to take it into the heart where the enemy is doing his greatest work, because where sin abounds, grace that much more abounds.
That is September 28th through 30th. September 28th through 30th. I want you to all go down to the corner of Hillman and Warren. Spread the word, spread the flyer. We'll put the post up. That is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of September. They are ending out this month, right? Social distancing will be observed. You can wear your mask, I'm sure. Even if you just want to stay in the vicinity, sit in your cars, listen from afar, bring your lawn chair if you want, do all of that. And Pastor Harrison, we thank you and we bless you, and Bishop Paramore and Pastor Jackson and all of the pastors who we know are united with you, and the saints, the intercessors, the churches, to make this a reality. And we thank you for coming on and sharing.
One other quick thing.
Go ahead.
All of the proceeds from the revival are going to an organization. It's called something City Club or something. It is an African-American work of God that mentors young people, takes young people on excursions and trips.
City Kids Care.
City Kids Care.
Yes. Brandon Perry, that's my man.
Dime we raise is going to them.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. Let me just say before you get off, you know, it's such a great thing that the spot y'all pick, that is really the heart of the South Side. That is right in between up the hill, what they call, if you don't know anything about Youngstown, up the hill and down the hill. That is where everything took place. That's where everybody met, right there on Warren and Hillman. And to have the move of God there, besides everything else that took place there, man, I'm just excited. I'm going to try to make it out every night. I'm asking everybody who can to come out, be a part of this, because I believe God is going to move mightily.
I mean, even Jeff might get saved. I mean,
wow. God is able now.
He's able.
Come on.
I'm gonna put a prayer on it.
Oh,
I'm gonna put a prayer on it. Pastor Harrison, we're gonna let you go. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for giving me this moment. Love the both of you. Appreciate you. God bless you and keep you.
Take care. Take care. Now. We have some wonderful sponsors that support Religiously Incorrect, and you are welcome to be a sponsor as well. You are more than welcome. But we have the Phillips Care family of businesses, personal friends of mine that we have grown up with, who are sponsors of Religiously Incorrect, beginning with Phillips Care Cleaning. They take care of the mess that causes you stress. Don't waste your time with it. Let them do it. Call Fernando at 330-219-7916. They take care of commercial, residential cleaning, carpet, upholstery, wood floor. They'll even move you in and move you out. Yes, I will be calling for their services very, very soon. Not for me. I have a relative. Don't get scared, saints. Don't get scared. Pastor Todd ain't backing the U-Haul up to the church. Just so y'all don't get scared. But check out Phillips Care Cleaning Service, and while you're at it and the leaves are falling, check out Phillips Care Lawn Services. They take care of mowing, weekly, bi-weekly, edging, trimming, leaf cleanup, even larger things like bush trimming and cutting down small trees and things like that. They can take care of all of it. They've been in business for over 10 years, and we can attest to the excellent work they do. Make sure you support a Black-owned business in the Valley and a sponsor of Religiously Incorrect. You know what? They get so much business from this show that they can't even keep up. I mean, they get millions. I mean, they're like they're like the Elon Musk of businesses now, all because they advertised with Religiously Incorrect.
With us,
Fernando calls me crying every night and says, "Please stop mentioning us on your show.
We are keeping their doors open.
We can't take the phone call. It's too much for them. It's too much. So check out our sponsors. We appreciate it. Hey, Pastor Jeff, would you like to introduce our guest and as we bring him on?
Man, this dude is no stranger to probably anybody out there. He has been doing great works in the city of Warren for years. He is a phenomenal preacher, a phenomenal speaker, just a good all-around brother. He is, a matter of fact, he's coached my son, which, you know, my son don't even play sports. To him to coach my son is something else. So y'all give it up for my man, Elder Alfie Birch. Give it up for him. Come on, y'all.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. There it is. What up, Reverend?
Yay, hey, Lord.
Hey, we felt the power as soon as I clicked let him in. I felt the power. Listen, that's that Mother Heron spirit coming out right there. There it is. There it is. How are you feeling, my friend? How are you doing?
Man, I'm blessed with the Lord, man. I love y'all brothers and appreciate being on. And, you know, it's good to be around good brothers.
Amen.
Always, man. It's been a crazy year. So much going on. COVID is still raging. You know, things are still happening. But we're glad to have you on. You've commented before. You've tapped in and done your thing. You know, I've watched some of your lives and videos, and everybody who is from the Warren and Mahoning Valley area knows Alfie Birch was a phenomenal athlete in his own right. At well, you were back in the reserve days, right, or Harding days?
Man, come on, man. You know, we was on West Side.
West Side. Did phenomenal, even taking it to the next level of college and even into the pros and the opportunities that were opened up for him. And more importantly, probably than that, besides being another one of our natives who has made it to that level, but the relationships he's built as well beyond that. Not only that, but he comes from a legendary family. I mean, if you know anything about the families that we've had the Honorable Bishop David Heron on our show. I mean, he graced. I don't even know how we got him on here, to be honest. I mean, it was kind of a miracle. But He's a part of the Birch and the Heron families, and influential brother. He's a coach, a mentor, a father figure, and a wonderful husband and father in his own right to his own family.
And got the nerve to be raising some beasts himself.
Got the nerve. I've seen. Hey, I'm like, what?
Come on, man.
His daughter's
Bro,
out there.
somebody test this child.
Then his son, you know, the little one. We call him the little one, but he's bigger than every other kid.
Right,
he the biggest. Yeah.
If Ace get on the court, I'm just taking my team and going home, man. I'm not even subjecting them to this Andre the Giant cat out here.
He the biggest and the meanest, and he think he gonna be a basketball player, but I think that left tackle spot or that Jadeveon Clowney or that he's gonna be one of the defense end types.
Put his weight into it.
Yeah, I said, son, I don't know if your body gonna let you be a basketball player.
Right. Now I'll tell you, man. There's a lot of people that talk the talk, but there's people who walk the walk and show the fruit in their own life.
Absolutely.
You have a beautiful family, you and Amy, and your children, Elijah and Asa and Faith. And she's at Cleveland State now playing basketball, correct? Yes. And I know she's doing more than just basketball. She's doing something else too, right?
Well, she's all basketball, you know.
All basketball.
Yeah, she, at that level, they wanted her to try to possibly do some track stuff, but she's committed to basketball, and her big thing, is making sure that she can impact, at that level of D1 basketball. My son Elijah is at Mountain Union playing defensive end there, doing what he got to do, loving it. He'll be graduating pretty soon. Aspirations to be a psychologist, and he want to work with the CTE, with in that area with the trauma, and
so basically he gonna give somebody a concussion and ask them how they feel about it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much
basically that's it, man. So we thank the Lord for y'all, man. But yeah, man, I told somebody the other day. They said, man, what you doing now, man? I said, man, I'm a professional. They said, what do you? I said, I'm a professional dad, brother. I'm a professional black dad. I've said that's the
whole career, Doc. Yeah, that's the whole. We deserve a pension just for being black dads.
I said, I'm a professional. I'm gonna get me a shirt and everything.
Listen, right? A badge.
Professional black dad.
Copyrighted, Doc.
Doc, I told that's what I do. Yeah,
that is a job.
I'm professional, and not only to my own, but whoever close to me. So too bad. Some mamas don't like it, but I always tell mamas, I know they're gonna be mad, but we are, we are incorrect right there. I said, listen, once your son start peeing straight up, there's certain things you can't teach him no more.
Tell the truth, brother. Tell the truth. I said it last night. A boy needs a man somewhere. A boy needs a man. This show tonight is called Culture Clash, and we're seeing it everywhere. And I put a post up last night on my Instagram and Facebook as I was getting my boys little suits. It's anniversary season for us. Y'all know how we do. We getting back in the groove. It's fall time, is anniversary season, and I'm cutting the pockets out and doing events. And I put up on Facebook and said, man, there's so many young men that don't have a man that knows these little basic things. And it's, it might seem flippant to a lot of people, especially in this day and age. Many people don't dress formally, whether it's church or wherever. But when you have that opportunity, and I'm sitting there with my son showing them, this is how you do this. Son, this is even how you button. This is the correct way a jacket should fit and things like that. And then you think of how rare it is now. How rare it is for young men to be raised by men, to have the values, to have the morals, kind of just those little things, grandpa. I mean, even some of the rougher guys in our lives who are older than us could give you some stuff. Tell you, Edgar did it to me one time. I call him Uncle Edgar, who goes to Pastor Stanford's church, one of my father's cousins. Man, he got me one time good outside of Molotov Stadium. I'm just a teenager at the game. And he says, hey, young fella, hey, young, he knows me. Hey, young Johnson, I got an extra ticket. You want a ticket? And I just kind of blew by him. I was like, nah, he's like, brother, you come back here and you look me in the eye when I speak to you.
That's it.
He said, I'll knock your block off in this parking lot if you don't speak to me. And these young bucks, they'll cuss somebody out nowadays. And this stemmed from what we all know is happening in our community, but we've been talking about football and our young people, and I'll just distill it right here, and I'll let y'all go at it. We saw it on display last night when the young player, God knows his situation, from Ohio State, had to blow up on the sideline, quit the team, or at least quit the game in the middle of the game. And we don't know the whole story.
Right.
And we've seen this before. But that type of image, that type of display, that type of emotion and passion, is probably a whole lot behind that. We see a lot, especially in our young Black men and our Black communities, of the inability to contain emotions, inability to sort of measure and balance passions, and then show basic respect. And it really is a culture clash. And as a coach, as a mentor, what are you seeing in our young men especially? Or what are you not seeing, Reverend Alf, that you think we need to take note of?
Well, those are incredible points, and that you bring up, and not only what we saw on display on national television, and globally, we're seen all over the world, and and after that, the barrage of social media issues that's taking this to the next level.
Right.
The areas of that's really a concern for me, that I see with our young men, is what you have touched on with your boys, that is not just an absenteeism of a man figure, it's a man figure with the absenteeism of teaching. The young people at an early age, what it feels like to embrace areas of manhood. And so, we're dealing with a generation, and I'm not just saying this one. So it had to prelude something. They had to start getting this from somewhere.
Yeah.
So we're the teenagers out of control. Okay, who taught them?
Right.
Where was you at, uncle, cousin?
That's it.
Where was your family responsibility to say, okay, I know Tamika by herself, I'm gonna go pick them boys up, and guess what? They're gonna hear some bass in the voice. They're gonna hear a Mufasa.
That's it. Yeah.
That's my thing, the analogy. I said, because you a lion. We Mufasas. When we talk to our boys, they talk to us back like cubs.
That's it.
But what you have understanding is what Lion King sound like. And so the first time you hear an authority figure,
that's it,
is not from the teacher. It's not from the principal. It's not from the cop that don't look like you. It's not from. So you have a response to authority that's totally different. So what we're seeing is a lack of that. And so when they get into an area, they don't understand what authority sounds like from someone who looks like them, the same value systems as them, who were brought up by grandpa, big uncle and them, who taught them how to mow grass, who didn't have no electric hedge clippers, went out there with the manuals.
That's it.
We went and hands got calloused on them. When they clapped their hands together, sound like two bricks hit. They was around men like that had beards. You understand?
That's it, right.
That looked the part, that sound like a man, that smelled like karate and Javon Right. Didn't smell sweet.
That's right.
You understand? One trying to be primping and all of that. So that's one area that we're missing. The other thing that I want to touch on it, and we can move into it, is just that we have to show our young folks, especially our young men, the value of understanding, like you touched on, our emotions. As young Black men and young Black boys, I'm working with some young people right now, just all over the city, letting them know that, listen, it's okay. You 8. I don't need you. You ain't no man yet. Understand? Okay. You don't put the pressure of the manhood on them, that you need to know you can cry. You can be mad. Okay. I'm going to teach you how to handle that. Okay. And we're going to teach you how to handle it. We're going to teach you how to process it mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
Wow.
We're going to teach you how to value it and use it to move on. because we think all of us come up kind of the same way, man. We started crying, we were soft.
Mm.
And you wonder why we die early.
Mm.
You wonder why when you say something to us, we can't hold ourselves back. We haven't learned how to process those emotions and move in the area to where we can now make it beneficial. I'm mad. Bro, I just said to tell you, I'm in my 50s now, and I be telling you, look, man, you mad. Tell your cousin you mad at him.
Right.
Don't be talking about just holding it. I'm going to get,
right.
No, you tell them I'm mad. No, we're going to sit down over this chicken.
Right.
We're going to sit down and we're going to,
I'm mad. Greasy face.
Whole thing, man. Hands and milk, bread, all that. Hot sauce in the aluminum foil.
Right,
You understand? We're going to do all of that.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you why I'm mad. And I need you to hear why I'm mad and not get upset with me. We're going to talk about it soon. They ain't learned that process.
That's true.
And so what we do, we put them on display, from an athletic standpoint, we put them on display because we value their athleticism. But we don't value their person.
There it is.
Correct. And you know what? It's not just athletic. It's not just athletic.
Right.
We live in an exhibitionist culture.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of families, including us. You'll see my little pictures with my boys and with da-da-da-da-da. But what we're doing is we are really elevating young people on a platform. Mm-hmm. And they have attention. And I hate y'all can get mad if you want to. I got some mamas treating their sons like they're their man.
Absolutely.
Look at my little man. Look at my look, he's so fine. He's so handsome. After a while, it get a little over the line of how handsome your son is. Because I get it. He's handsome. He's cute. Right. But after a while, he's foreign. I'm like, all right. West Virginia stuff.
Yeah, but, he ain't the first boy with a haircut.
But right. He ain't the first one with a lineup.
Pastor Todd, can I put it a different way, a different twist on it? Because, I've said several times that, one person's miracle or one person's normal is somebody else's miracle. And,
wow.
I wasn't raised in that. So, until I went to the Navy, and when I came out to the Navy, I said, every black boy in the world needs to go to the Navy. But because I didn't know, we don't need to go to the Navy. We need our fathers.
Right.
We need a mentor in our lives, because the Navy could teach me some things about how to dress and how to put my clothes on and, how to, say yes, sir, and no, sir, and things of that nature. But it didn't teach me things about, my credit and all that stuff. So, even, what Alfie said about the Lion King, and I remember a part in the Lion King where little Simba went to the water and thought he was going to see his own reflection, but he saw the reflection of his father. And many of us don't see the reflection of our father when we look at ourselves in the mirror. And I never saw the reflection of my father. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn everything I had to learn on my own. And once again, what Alfie said was only time I ever got any type of affirmation was from my father was at a football game when I was scoring a touchdown. That's my son. But when I was at home, boy, you better get in your room. Boy, don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? He never showed me any affirmation outside of the football field. And so I got the affirmation from the streets. And
you got it from Scar. You got it from Scar.
Right, exactly.
That'll preach.
Hey. We should have called this episode The Lion King. It's too many Sarabis and Scars raising Simba. We need more Mufasas. But it's true. And let's just be clear about that. There are, and not to say Sarabi, but there are more negative influences, seems like, seeking to pull our young people and young generations. And even if they're not actively pulling, even if they're not trying to drag you into the drug game or this or that, they are affirming and supporting and excusing behaviors that are ultimately destructive to people's lives. And at the end of the day, then get the nerve to say, what happened to that boy? You happened to that boy. Remember when you were telling him that he was so great, he didn't have to go to class? Remember you were telling him that the coach don't know what he's talking about? Remember you were telling him that he gonna get all the girls, and now he got 7 babies and can't get a job without paying child support. And now you got the nerve to say, what happened to that kid?
Right.
What happened to that boy? Or as thank you, as Mike said, we have young men, fathers, and they're not always young, but they never grew up themselves. They never grew up. And it's almost like we've gone opposite. Now, our parents and grandparents, boy, they had them out in the field. They had them working at 12 and 13 and 14 years old. Now you got grown men and women who ain't moving out their mama's house till they're 45 and 50 years old.
Absolutely.
Won't grow up. Still, I've never seen a generation. I told my own congregation, I'm not even here to judge you. You want to go out and enjoy yourself, go and I'm not here to judge you. But you shouldn't be kicking it with your grandkids.
No.
Find you a 50 and over club and have your little sip if that's what you want to do so bad. But you're still chasing the same skirt your grandson is chasing. Something
wrong with your mind, and something wrong when you got that evil spirit. Ain't no good coming from that. But yeah, Pastor Todd and Pastor Jeff, that hits it right on the nail, right on the head. Just culturally, and we're talking Black culture and community culture at large. Like, I said this to a church earlier, first service I was in earlier this morning, and I said to them, what changed? People say, man, the world has changed. No, it hasn't. Right. No, it ain't. And they were looking at me, they ran, what you talking about? I said, the world always been the world. It's always been a hustle.
Always.
It's always had issues. Sin has always been prevalent. And we're not just talking church stuff. I said, the world always had pimps, prostitutes.
That's it.
Drugs. It's always had that. It's always had all of that stuff. What's happened is, culturally, we changed. We've looked past, and we started having acceptable behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Like what you said, Pastor Todd, we started accepting some behavior. It's some stuff, whether you was churchy or not, you just didn't do around certain folks that you knew.
There it is.
Was in that office, and then those folks that was in that office who said they was really about that life, they was about that life. They was really. So listen, they was really when they said they was churchy, they was churchy. They wasn't trying to be cool. They wasn't trying to look cool. They wasn't trying to. I mean, I don't know what you is.
Right.
I don't want any. The one thing that I've disciplined myself at. I don't want you to have any type of where you need discernment with me.
Right.
You need
is you
to
a pastor or is you a pimp? Which one?
I'm trying to wait a minute. No, I don't want you. When I talk, I'm not that. We ain't that cool. And I tell adults that. I said, man, and definitely kids. I'll be like, listen, man, I'm not your buddy.
That's it.
If I'm your buddy, I mean, well, man, you got to break down the walls. No, bro. I hold the wall up.
Keep that wall up. There it is. There it is.
We're not breaking. No, I'm the dude that love you enough that you don't like me, because I'm not contingent on emotional outcomes. I need you in a place where you can progress as a young man.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would rather you to put that energy towards, I can't stand Mr. Birch. I can't, man, Birch, he get on my nerves. Man, Coach Birch, man, I couldn't stand him. I can't stand him. I love that. Because I need you to make sure when you mature into manhood, you're going to understand the lessons like your big uncle taught you. You come back and talk to me. You look at me in my eye. You shake my hand for real. You give me them 4 fingers, this type of handshake, I'm going to break your wrist.
There it is.
I need you.
There it is. You better grip this, Negro.
I need you. And I need that in you, so it assures me that you're on the right path. I don't care. I don't care if you smell like Black & Miles, Swisher Sweets, the vanilla, the strawberry. I don't care what you smell like. When it comes down to me, I love, and listen, I know we all ministers of the gospel, but I said, man, my job even is not to dictate to you. It's my job to love the hell out of you.
That's it.
Come on, sir.
That's it.
Come on,
hey,
sir.
Jeff heard you say strawberry, and he started reaching for his papers. Like,
no. Listen, wait a minute. So since we cussing on religiously incorrect, Rev, this is what I told him. I said, I'd rather be your parent and have you pissed off than be your friend and go to your funeral.
Yeah, that's it.
So even when it comes to culture clash, I watch my my son played baseball this year. And one of the hardest things I had to do, one of the hardest things I watched, and oftentimes I was ready to go off, is some of the parents trying to coach their kids from the sideline. Like, dude, shut up.
Yeah.
And,
With blunts in their hand. With blunts in their hand.
And then you wonder why your kid, act the way he act. Dude, shut up. You can't coach him and coach him at the same time.
Right.
Get what the coach saying. Run like, relax.
What? And here's the deal. You never had the ability, forget not to play. You ain't had the ability to stay on the team because you was a discipline problem.
Well, listen, Jeff, we're in the same boat. Jeff, I saw one particular team this year in baseball, and the dads were out there, first of all, not even dressed for baseball.
Right.
And that's what we're missing. I'm sorry. You can say every day is not swag day. Yeah. Every moment is not the time. You need to have them dusty jogging pants with the hole in the side and them old Bobo sneakers. You can't come out here in Air Force Ones and do this. This is not the time for your no-crease shoes. And then I watched them yell and scream at these boys, and it was obvious to me. It was almost like a light bulb. I said, I bet you any money this father does not own a glove. Does not own a glove, does not know how to oil a glove, has never wrapped one up overnight, or like we did, run it over with your car or your bike
under the bed.
And I'm not dogging the young man, but I'm saying that there is a gap, as you said, Reverend Alfie, already missing in the older man's life that has been passed down, or for some reason they rejected what someone tried to give to them. And when grandpa or dad or uncle said, let's go fishing, they said, forget you. They didn't want to hear it, didn't want to do it, wanted to kick it on the side. Now they're trying to raise a boy to be a man, and they think raising a boy to being a man is punching the kid in the chest and telling them not to cry, doing that kind of stuff, showing them how to look swag and walk a certain way. That's not teaching a boy to be a man. Show them how to use a screwdriver. Make them hold your tools for you while you're working. Make them do little things that within their capacity. I tell my boys, hey, go out there and get them sticks. Listen, I learned like my dad made up half of the chores we had to do. I just be like, hey, y'all go out and clean them sticks up. I ain't even been outside, but I know there's some sticks outside. I know there's some sticks somewhere.
The Michael Jackson, move the blocks from this side.
Move the blocks from one side of the yard to the other.
That's it. It's like, how about I'm seeing young men now in our youth that they literally have. And they ain't gonna like this one, but relationships wise, where they're moving to teenage, they have no idea how to represent themselves, even with young ladies.
There it is.
Like, dude, like if you ain't texting them or sending a message on me
you don't have a conversation. You don't have 2 words.
Garbage. Listen.
Yeah. Yes. No game. No game.
Garbage. Listen, I'm talking about 100% BFI. What's the waste management? New York City.
Ziploc, heavy
garbage
duty yard.
And so the area was like, man, okay, do you know how to present yourself? You don't even know how to open the door. Or you talking about teaching how to be a man? You don't know that. You walk on the outside, bro. You
walk on the street side.
You don't know that.
You walk behind them up the steps.
You go. You help them up. You help them down. You don't sit down till they sit down. You don't understand what quantifies you, manhood. And I tell young folks, your people gonna be real mad at this guy. I know some parents, they buy it. I said, let me see another young teenage boy with another bedazzled belt walking around.
Listen, bedazzle.
You put them fake emeralds, diamonds in your name. Let me see another. You too thick to wear skinny jeans, boy.
There it is.
What's wrong with you?
Muffin top. You got a muffin top.
And you got a bedazzled belt on and ripped jeans. Okay. The OG's gonna come out and get you. We don't do that. You understand? So, but and all just the figure of manhood has changed. And here, let me tell you, I'll give it this. This generation, because I'm a little bit older, my generation is responsible. They don't like it.
Tell the truth.
You 50, 55 on down. Oh yeah.
Tell the truth, bro.
55 on up, they was different.
Yeah.
Punch in the
Absolutely.
mouth. Punch in the
55
mouth
on
in
one.
Walmart.
That's it. Hands was ashy. Knuckles was, wrist, had a rag in the back. 55 on up, that's what they did. Fix their own lawnmower.
That's it.
All, change the oil in the lawnmower. Whole garage smelled like gas. And
Listen.
grass. You
Boy,
understand?
the best smell in the world to me is oil and gas. And boy, I get.
Just
I remember.
went to the hot dog shop with a ripped t-shirt mowing grass and some boots and came back with a whole plate of hot dogs and stuff. You understand? 55 on up did that. 55 on down, we done something different.
Now we got a question.
They're the type of cats who wore their hard hats even after they got off work.
After they got off work.
To the Burger King.
They wear their Carhartt, they bookies, they dickies.
They love wearing their GM.
To the game. That's it.
You got your badge on.
To the game.
Right. Now, the question was asked about the celebrity and the Hollywood culture and how that affects. I'll be honest, we had people that we loved, the Michael Jordans of the world or a movie star. But Janet has a question. Jeanette, one of our viewers, has, don't you think celebrities become the generation's heroes? And they're going in that direction. They want to be the next Nipsey, the next 50 Cent. And I just want to say yes, but only because we allow it.
That is 100% is where I'm gonna start it again because I'm in that range.
Go there.
The 55 on down, we missed 45. We missed y'all 35s and y'all 25s. The influencers of that. You talking about the hot topic of being a social media influencer? We should have been a social influencer, community influencer,
neighborhood.
It didn't matter if they wasn't ours. We should have been able to influence them just like the web is influencing 50, Nipsey, all of them influence them over the media. They don't know these dudes. So listen, they're getting their influence over media and social media conduits. We should have been able to get that in the neighborhood, on the block. Boy, you don't know how to shoot that ball? Let me show you how to lock it out. Let me show you how you do it in the 70s. Let me show you how to dress. This is what we put on. Why you dress like that? Because this is what a man look like. This is what we look like.
Here's the problem, Rev. How many houses outside of Pastor Todd's, house, how many houses do you ride past and you see kids literally playing football outside anymore? The
houses.
It's a wasteland. Whole streets, man. We used to play pole to pole, tree to tree.
Race.
We'll be racing.
You got
street racing.
You got out of school at 3 o'clock. You went home, took off your school clothes, and you took your butt outside till the street lights came on. Now they come home, they get on the computer, they're watching these social media icons, and
what we allow.
It's what we allow. It's what we allow.
Listen, you better get out this house smelling like outside.
That's it. That's it. Smelling like outside. Letting all the good air out. Letting all the air out the house.
Boy, you smell like, you know what you smell like? You smell like them folks. You smell like you out there running around. Bro, get your behind in that tub. Yeah, get your behind. You smell like a wet dog. I said it. Hey,
say it, Doc.
I said it. Listen, I live in both sectors. I know what I can say. I live for that. I can say whatever I want with that.
Well, I'll tell you what, and we got another question that came in. You're exactly right. And it is a clash. And I'll be honest, we are fighting as the underdogs. And I almost feel like men of us who feel this way, we have to accept the fact that we are no longer in the majority. We're only in the majority because we're having this conversation with each other. Yeah. And we can find allies just about everywhere we go of people. If I go up at Harding Stands right now, I can sit with the old head group on the 50. Man, look at these kids. But the fact of the matter is, we are the minority.
Right.
We're the minority. And Joe Lyles, hey, cuz, Joe Lyles asked, how much do you believe the change in the dynamic of the Black church, especially men in the church, has influenced community?
Lack of influence.
There it is.
Listen, lack of influence, because again, we learned how to tie ties. We learned how to shine shoes. in the church. We learned how to work in the church. We learned how to do all of those things. We learned how to speak clearly.
That's it.
In the black church.
You better speak up. We can't hear you back here. We can't hear that speech back here.
And you know what? That came from anybody.
That's it.
Anybody who was over the age of 30 could talk. You understand? Say it again. Make you start all over.
That's it.
Make you start your speech all over. It ain't matter. Listen, you could be crying, snotting, everything coming. Boy, you gonna stay up there till you finish.
That's it.
And we did that, and you learn how to enunciate words, talk, memorization. The church used to be a hub of it breeded not only intellect, but it breeded the culture, again, what we needed to succeed in the world. What happened, I'm gonna say it too, because like I said, we've been around. All of us have been in preaching and pastoring. We all help oversee ministries and do all of that. The church it's become church trained. Well, we train members how to stay in church.
That's right.
We ain't trained them how to go and influence and disrupt the community. I mean,
right.
There it is. It should be a disruption. Like you get it. I don't need you blending in.
Right.
I don't need you. Okay, I understand your hoodie. I'm a hoodie dude. But when you enter into the room and you got the opportunity to make your presence felt,
that's it.
I don't need you blending in.
Yes.
I need your opposite to attract.
Right.
I need you to be bent on being anointed to be different. Right. I need your influence as a man to be so heavy. I want you to walk in and then hear you walk in. You ain't gonna be tiptoeing in no men's summit. I'm trying to get in the back. I walk in.
Right.
Listen, I need them 13s, 10s, 9.5s, 11s, 12. I need them things sounding off. So a young man and young men that don't have influencers. Here's the deal. Young men who may be in their 20s, young men who may be in their 30s. I spent some time in the parking lot talking to a young guy, about 20, 30 minutes, talk to him about just life and just him transitioning. I said, man, you 30, it's gonna be some stuff now. Everything was fun loving in your 20s. Now you being 30, you're a professional. He's a teacher, black guy. He teaches in Youngstown. I said, now you have to start thinking different.
Right.
You're single. You got a little money. You start thinking now about property. You need to start thinking about ownership. You need to start thinking. You need to expand your consciousness in a way that it influences you for years to come. And so the area of teaching now, being able to reach back and down. See, this is the thing. We don't mind reaching back. Reaching back is safe.
Right.
I can see, oh man, little Timmy, man, he gonna be like Bro Jeff said, man, he scored 3 touchdowns. I'm gonna go be with little Timmy.
Right.
But little Taekwon is a mess.
Right.
We got to reach down and get him.
Absolutely.
He the dude that got the influence.
Right.
Absolutely. And he the one that's gonna distract the boy that was on the field.
That's it. I need to go and listen. I need to love him enough and be consistent. This is one thing I learned over the years, fellas, is that consistency of who God made us and called us to be is stronger than anybody else approving of us.
Wow.
The consistency, they see you being consistent with them, even when they ain't like you. I'm consistent. Guess what, man? I'm coming to your spot.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you ain't got to come. Well, I'm coming anyway. I'm coming.
Right.
Okay, show up. The week after, guess what? I'm coming to your spot. Yeah, man, you ain't, man, you straight, man. No, I'm coming, man. I'm coming. I mean, I know we straight. I know you ain't like what I said to you, but listen, I'm not worried about you liking it. I mean, I'm an old head. I'm loving you enough. I'm coming to your spot. Yeah, I'm gonna show up at the thing. Man, you ain't gonna show you ain't got I'm coming. Right. And then keep doing it to do man stuff. That's man stuff.
Man, and I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you because and I know that we've all seen that dude, which I consider him a clown because I feel like he's just gotten famous from insulting people. But Kevin Samuels did a post talking about why men don't go to church, and which we've already known. We have unfortunately built the church around its strength, which has traditionally been females,
Women, right.
who have kept it. So the men feel like, if I'm not a preacher, if I'm not in the pulpit leading stuff, or I'm not a musician, one of the talented cool dudes to the side, or let's be real about it, if I'm not one of them fruity dudes,
Right.
That's it.
Absolutely.
carrying on and getting attention for it, and getting famous for it, getting church famous for my antics, because I can make a shout go, and I can keep I'm always the fire, you know, the fuel to the fire. If I'm not that, if I'm just regular run of the mill dude, regular guy from around the way, there's no place for me. There's nothing for me to do, and there's nothing for me to engage in. And you said something earlier about, you know, worried about being popular. And I'll be honest, we've all gotten trapped. I've gotten trapped, worried about what's working as opposed to just being consistent. And sometimes we sit here be like, man, I went out in the community and I tried to talk to these dudes and they act like they didn't want me around. Well, they don't want the police around either, but they don't stop coming.
They don't stop coming.
So we just have to be there whether we're wanted or not, and not be afraid to be the unpopular guy. I don't care if you're the old school preacher that preach on sin. I don't care if you're the old man in the neighborhood that's always telling them kids to get out your grass or turn that. You got to be willing, while we're falling over ourselves to be relatable. Guess what? Since the world doesn't really know what men are, they're not going to be able to relate to a real man, and we got to be okay with that.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
You know, Pastor Todd,
Jeff.
I was just gonna say, you know, that's one of the things that I think, you know, is so important. Does the community know you outside of the church, or do only the people in the church know you? I mean, I can guarantee you, I can walk up and down most of the streets by Second Baptist, and they'll say, I know Pastor Todd. I've only been at Progressive a year now, but I can guarantee you those people around the church and up and down those streets see me out in the community. The problem is most of us, like Alfie said, are just staying inside. We're not doing any work. All we're doing is preaching to one another. I preach to you, you preach to me. It ain't nobody going outside the church.
You're right. Let me add this question that Mike adds, and I want to touch on this because it really reminds me of what I see with my family. He says, so what is the future going to look like? Because the young girls are so used to being around these soft, disrespectful knuckleheads. Thanks a lot, Mike. And you know, and that's true. And I'll say it like this. Many of you have probably been in this space. I know I'm in this space right now. This is where I'm at. I'm putting up these family photos. Me and my boys looking dapper. Me and my family, me and my wife, the house of this. I'm sure, and I'm not tooting my own horn. Somebody's looking like, man, I wish I had a man like that. Man, I wish I had a father, a man who wanted to be a husband and a father. But the fact of the matter is, let's say when we were younger, that girl's my age, probably wouldn't have nothing to do with my nerdy, geeky, churchy self. And honestly, even at the age they're at now, would not be able to commit to the type of discipline and lifestyle that it would take to get a man who values those things. Because if a man values his children and his wife and credit and all that, there's a whole lot else in behavior and demeanor and activities and attitudes he's going to value that person who thinks that image looks good doesn't know what it takes to get to that image. That's just a photo. That photo is stained with blood, sweat, tears, fight, arguments, saving money, saying no, working multiple jobs. Please don't think pastoring is my only hustle. You know what I'm saying? Please don't think for 1 second that Second Baptist paid for all this. They did a whole lot of it, but not all of it. They don't know what goes into it. So I'll never have the sparkly belt. I'll never have the J's. Never owned a pair of J's in my life. I'll never go out and try to floss for the world, because I was taught other things are more valuable. And quite frankly, there's a generation of young ladies who will never value that long enough to catch the right kind of man or to get noticed by the right kind of man. And we had to be honest. I mean, I don't mean to be funny. I don't daydream about nobody. I don't fantasize about nobody. I'm trying to sleep in my own bed tonight. But I've looked at many a young lady and said, she looks like a pretty young lady trying her best. Man, I wonder what it would be like if somebody like myself or somebody else actually tried to be their husband or their man or the father of those children. What would that really look like? What would that really look like?
Brothers, here we go. I'm at the stages of fatherhood where all of us are at. My son's 22. Okay?
Lord, you old.
Yeah. And my daughter, you know, both of them college. Now, here's my house rule. They folks are gonna, you know, whatever. My house rule was, you don't bring me nobody that got a girl or a boy and or friend at the end. I don't want to hear it.
Wow.
Until you're 16 years old. I don't even want to hear it. If you go against my rule, you can't expect my support.
Come on.
Understand what Dad is telling, because emotionally, mentally, and physically, you're still finding who you are. And 16 is not the ending, it's just the beginning stages of you starting to define where I'm not pre-adolescence, I'm in senior teen, I'm not grown, but I've heard enough, and through that age, I should have had something in me, or should have been able to show something by 16 that I'm trustworthy to be having another type of outward relationship. Here's the deal. This is why I'm saying it. Now, my son's good-looking dude.
He's a handsome fella.
I'm telling you, that's El DeBarge mixed with Albie Shore.
We got all that.
Mixed with
you got a little Morris Day.
Morris Day, little Rico Suave, mixed with the Michael Strahan size.
Right.
6'3", 255, 260. Good looking dude, right? But what we aspire to do, he was the same dude, and I'm saying this for daddies that's on here. He's the same dude that had a dream to play football. I didn't give him that dream, but he started late. We didn't bring it. So, but when the time he was a senior, the boys is driving to school. They got a whole crew on the team. They riding, getting picked up for 2 days. Guess what he was doing? I said, you want to go 2 days? I already been through 2 days multiple times. You get there, ride your bike, do something.
Wow.
So he rode his bike for 2 days, and they was clowning, right? Because he's a senior.
Right.
Riding the bike down East Market, going at 6:30 in the morning. The reason I'm saying that is because what I inspired to do was build him leadership-wise and character-wise first, to show him what went into that picture you got on your wall first.
That's it.
And so what happened was by the age the discipline started to happen, he started to understand it. He was not willing to compromise all the work he put into being who he was for somebody who wasn't going where he was going.
That's it.
And it didn't matter how full her figure was, how long her eyelashes was, with help. Yes, I said your eyelashes is mega sci-fi.
They got.
I said your eyelashes. Some of my bros. I was like,
your eyelashes is
cute. Cute, dog.
Every time you come around, I hear Atomic Dog in the background.
I said, man. I said, my people, all my people, Omega. I mean, I didn't know they started letting girls in Omega Sci-Fi. But anyway, I said, it doesn't matter. You don't distort your value system. All that work you put in all them years for somebody that ain't going the same way you are. And what happens is the opposite that you've become is going to be very attractive to somebody who's flowing your same way.
Right.
It should dispel. Somebody on there called somebody a hoochie or something.
Right.
Your nerdiness, the quirky corniness, it should dispel their behavior from being attracted to you, or you being attracted to them. We do that on purpose as daddies.
That's it.
You work too hard. You work too hard.
Yep.
You work too hard presenting those principles. And daughters, man, look, I was so happy. Young dudes was telling me my daughter was mean. I said, "Oh, is she? Oh, man.
Right.
She don't even talk to none of us. What you say? It could be that. It could be that bedazzled belt you got on.
Exactly.
She ain't never seen her daddy or brother with no bedazzled belt, and could be.
That's it.
Well, you know what I'm saying to you, even being very serious, is that the standard that we put forth with our young men in the community, the standard that we present to them in the church, it's okay. Listen, brother Gene, who the plain dude, who don't wear fancy suits, who got some khakis on and a button-down shirt to come to church every week. That's the
most
dude
solid.
I need you to be.
That's the solid dude.
I need you to be that. He is so consistent. Guess what? He ain't got a Cadillac. He got a Impala. He got
that pickup truck, Doc.
It's paid for.
That's it.
Paid for. The dude got 2 or 3 homes. He go on vacation. He be like, Pastor Todd, I'm gonna be gone this whole 2 weeks. What? Where you going? Oh, I'm going down to Jamaica. Man, I'm going. Man, how you do? Brother, smart. I need you to be that dude.
That's it.
I told the young man who I was talking to in the parking lot, we talked for 20, 30 minutes. I told him a principle that was taught to me by my Greek papa, my papa, one of the Godfather. And, he taught me something. He told me something when I was like 30. And I'm still doing it right now. He said, Alf, never drive better than you live.
There it is.
He said,
yes, sir.
You should never look and drive better than you exist in the comfort of your own home. I never forgot he said, that's the difference in culture.
Yep.
Now he was he was 70 something when he told me that. He said, you have to strive to become something different and you can't exemplify what's not in the world for real, because all that stuff is made up. He said, never drive. He said, that's why I ain't drove a new car in 20 something years.
Yes,
but hey, I ain't living bad though.
Hey, we wear our wealth, we drive our wealth, we eat our wealth.
But that's it. I got to show you, and I teach these young boys now. I said, man, listen, people who got it, people who really got it,
don't have to show it.
They don't show it.
They don't have to show it.
That's it. Yes, sir.
I tell the boys in the streets, don't worry about the boy that's doing all that talking. You better worry about his cousin or uncle them talking back there not saying nothing.
That quiet friend.
You better worry about the dude that just walking around there. That's the one you better be worried. Don't worry about the one doing all the yelling. You already know where he at. You already know what he doing. But we ain't hit them to that game. It's like in our churches, the devil that's announcing himself all the time, we know how to deal with them.
That's it. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
The one we got a problem with is the one the whole church in the parking lot and in the bathrooms while we preaching, while we talking. Like, she said, what? I never. Wait a minute. So she didn't show up at the program at all? She was supposed to bring that's the one that's been silent all the time.
Yep.
And the one that influenced them, didn't say nothing, but let her presence or their presence, lack of, speak for them.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I told the young man and wrote my young men's program, when we as men release a seed, we release the number of a nation. And it is very irresponsible to put a nation in a hood rat.
Woo!
We have to
Who you calling hood rat? A hood rat just got offended.
How about?
It's just the truth.
There's some offended hood rats out there right now.
Yeah.
You're about to get a letter from the hood rats of America.
Get offended enough to change their behavior. How about?
Right. There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Listen, this has been such a fruitful conversation, and I'm proud to know you. You are my senior, Elder Alfie, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. I grew up watching you.
I want it.
Watching you, and to be a peer beside you and with you and seeing the great things. It is just amazing. And please know, and I say this all the time, many people say somebody needs to teach these young men. Somebody needs to, guide these young men. I'll say, number one, it is happening.
Yes,
just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. It is happening, and it is happening with the young men who are being placed in front of us and who are being affirmed and encouraged to be around those positive figures. Some in the church, some out of the church. It might be a coach, it might be a mentor, it might be a teacher. And I thank God for every positive influence, because everybody ain't going to be a saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, man. There's a lot of good men who get overlooked because they don't wear a collar and quote Bible scriptures.
Yes, sir.
And you know what? I thank God for them uncles and them grandpas who taught young men how to be men and then went and sat on the couch and had a beer and watched the Indians.
Come on.
But they always came home and they always fulfilled their duties. And I'm not condoning anything that we know as church folk that we wouldn't do. But you got to show the love where it really is.
Right.
And so, first of all, it is happening. And I'll close with this. Second of all, you have to help mold these young people by how you start with them. the young men to be teachable, trainable, and coachable.
That's it.
Many young men have gotten in front of a good man, a good mentor, and was not able to receive because they were already poisoned before they left the home, before they joined the team, before they walked into school, before they became a part of that club or organization. You already told them they didn't have to listen to nobody, didn't have to respect nobody, that the universe revolved around them. And what you said, Reverend Alf, that we have to take responsibility as parents for creating that. You said it before, and we'll just call it what it is. Our own community is a wasteland of talent,
right,
that was lost to lack of discipline.
That's it.
A wasteland. And you can scream at coaches all you want. You can say this is screwed up, ain't the right play, ain't the right system, don't have enough weights or whatever. But if you can't get a young man to do A to B without fussing and fighting and cussing and carrying on and being inconsistent, they can have all the muscles, all the speed, all the smarts, and the potential in the world, and know if they move somewhere else, they would not do better unless they had a mind to do better, because they washed out of that program too. Listen, Bill Belichick didn't make stars out of everybody. Right. He made stars out of the ones willing to accept the system and the program. And we have to be willing to do that. So we're going to close out. We always bring in Big Mike at the end of our segments so that he can join us and give final comments. Big Mike is our producer. He came in a little late because he was in the enemy territory at Cleveland Brown Stadium at First Energy Stadium today. So we're going to bring in Big Mike to talk to the crew.
Brown Temple.
Brown Temple.
Brown Temple. Price.
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing tonight?
We're good, man.
How you doing,
Good. Brother Alfie, hey, thanks, man, for coming on. Appreciate you taking out the time to bless us tonight, man. The only reason I went to the Browns game, let me clear this up. I am a diehard Steelers fan, and I think everybody who watched know that. But my wife is a Bears fan, and she's never seen the Bears play live.
Okay.
So, we got some discounted tickets. I'm like, hey, why not, man? Let's go up there and check them out. So, Brother Jeff, all that brown and orange, it was making me nauseous, bro. It was making me nauseous.
Hey, I still got some pictures of Jeff in Steelers gear, so we even.
Yeah, that too. and
we fall down. But
you know what though? The worst thing about that loss, I would rather lose with a new quarterback than lose with that veteran quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If Rudolph was in there or somebody else and we lost, I'd be able to take that. But Ben should have been gone 3-4 years ago, but that's another story.
But look, man, I want to, while y'all on here, I want to speak to this with all seriousness, man.
Please do.
Listen, I want to rebuke that Ohio State spirit out of.
No. Let me mute this.
Oh,
I've never had to mute anybody. I've never had to mute anybody. But I just felt that demon. Look at him. He's still going. I just felt that demon rise up. I'm telling y'all. Is he delivered yet?
He ain't delivered yet.
Oh my God! Hey, we will see you at the end of the year. Don't get happy. Don't get happy. Hey, we have a testimony. I really just want to read this. Pastor Alfie, your voice has impact. My daughter's boyfriend, Jared Zillinger, just walked in and immediately knew that voice.
Right.
Your voice has impact,
Yeah.
Reverend Alfie, and we thank you for your light. We thank you for your love. We thank you for the impact you make in so many young people's lives. The strong Black man Christian figure. We appreciate you for who you are. Go ahead, Mike.
Alfie, question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Top 5 NFL players.
Uh-oh.
Who?
Top 5.
Your top 5 NFL players.
Oh, all time?
All time.
Man, you talking Jerry Rice?
Okay.
Deion Sanders?
Deion, definitely.
Lawrence Taylor?
Okay.
Right.
LT.
You got to put Jim Brown in there.
Yeah.
And let's I'm trying to think. Probably, man. You know who I got to go. Y'all ain't gonna like it though.
Uh-oh.
You know that TB12.
Oh,
you know that TB12.
You can't deny it at this point.
You know that TB, because I think this would be number 8 or 7 or 8 if you get it.
Yeah. He the GOAT, man.
So we didn't quarterback, Dion, wide receiver, man. You got
Right.
All of them guys changed everything.
Yeah, no doubt.
So that's the only reason, they got other great ones, but they changed everything. Dion, you just don't, you had quarterbacks. If you throw over there, I'm pulling you out. You throw the ball over there, you coming over here. Like just over there, you coming over here.
Right.
I watched Dion the other day on TikTok, and he said these guys today, these young cats, they don't even know why they practice.
Wow.
They practice just to learn. They practice. They go soft. You go soft on me, I go soft on you. He said, I practice to win championships. I love that dude, man. I love it.
Yeah. He has something on his wall in the back, man. He says, I've been called to make a difference. I think I'm called by God to make a difference.
Wow.
He got it up in his mantra in the back of his wall.
Now, on the coaching tip, how do you deal with those players where you see the potential, but the attitude is just bad and it makes everything worse? How do you deal with those to try to pull out the potential that you see in them?
The one thing, bro, Mike, I always try to do, and like I'm even working with staff now, up at school, not on the field coaching anymore, supporting the staff with Steve, Coach Arnold, who's a great coach, man, great mentor. It don't matter if you like him or not. He consistent as all get out. You don't understand? So you can't knock it. Right. So, but what I'm saying to you is that I try to let them young men understand the value. See, we got to place value on behavior, and your behavior it devalues you at a certain level. You think because you caught 3 touchdowns, you have value. But what happens is your behavior makes your touchdowns less valuable.
Wow.
Because I don't want to deal with that for 3 touchdowns. Right. I'm going to go, as a university, I'm going to get the dude from Florida. I ain't got to worry about that at all.
Right.
So when you try to transition their thought process at the high school level, transition their thought process, you want to go to the next level, you have to understand that behavior devalues you or increases your value. And so you having the ability to do that and recognize that, and at an adolescent level, you understanding that you being the best player, you being the best athlete don't make you the best player.
Come on, sir.
Right.
Little Jimmy that came to every practice that everybody liked, they root for him. He my best player. You my best athlete though.
Right.
I can't put you in because you a crybaby.
Right.
And matter of fact, go sit with your mama because she likes to hear you.
Bruh. We'll sell some walking tacos in the concession stand.
You want to keep crying? You go sit with her and her eyelashes, and y'all straight. Y'all both straight, and both y'all. No, I don't like how you talk to her. I don't like how you acted.
Right.
What you talking about? And I used to have, and I know y'all got close. I used to have a cry rule. I used to spread all the players played that were young. I said, I got a cry rule, man. If you start crying on the field or the court, anything like that, you coming out.
That's it.
If you start crying for a behavior issue, you miss a shot, do whatever, you coming out. I ain't talking about you get hurt, but you coming out, because what you're telling me is that your emotion is more valuable to you than your teammates.
Right. Wow. Now, okay, I know we got to close, but while we on this,
you dragging this out, Reverend Mike. Bishop Mike don't want to close the service.
So what happened to players like Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham, the players like that who've made it, and they still acting a fool. They still crying and acting up. So what happened?
They got enabled along the way. They got through.
But guess what they've seen right now? They're not as valuable.
Yeah.
Ain't none of them top tier.
Right.
Ain't none of them top tier paid, because your behavior probably cost you $80 million.
At least. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, your behavior costs you generational wealth.
Say that.
Wow.
You missed that. You were $100 million dude.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucks got you for 5 or 6 million.
Right.
Because your behavior.
Right.
Beckham, wasn't nobody, you ain't seen no signs for him to come back soon. Get back when you get back.
Right.
We almost went to the Super Bowl without you.
Without you. Right.
Hey,
Right.
13, come back whenever you get here.
Right. Yeah.
Them signs was out there.
Right.
We the Browns, we right here. They're understanding the institute of that, of the business side of that, is that, is a reason why you pay folks. Is a reason why, like y'all Steelers fans, is a reason why Le'Veon Bell didn't get his money from the Steelers. Had nothing to do with his play, had everything to do with the weed allegations and behavior, DUI. I'm not paying that.
Right. Right.
Now he a great player, right? He a bad person though. I can't play a bad person.
Right. And both of them have so much potential, man. Him and AB both. They.
I'm not paying that.
Right.
I'm not paying that. Dude.
I can dig it. All right, I'm done.
Man, thank you, Big Mike. Thank you again, Reverend Alfie. I'm gonna get Pastor Jeff. You know what? We forgot our last sponsor, Phillips Care Training, are the proud owners of High Street Fitness at 277 South High Street in Cortland. They are always running specials. Tell them Religiously Incorrect sent you and get your body right. At this point, we're working on Thanksgiving. Pretty soon, it'll be Christmas. Get your Christmas body right so you can fit in that elf costume. Make sure you are ready for the new year. Because listen, the whole year has passed you by. You might as well start on your New Year's resolution at this point.
Right now.
You might as well just we're in the fourth quarter. We're in the fourth quarter at this point. So if you've already lost, if you were like the Bears today, you need to start worrying about next game. Just start worrying about the next, or the Steelers, just to be honest. But Reverend Pastor Jeff, you have the last word, and we'll play us out.
Hey, man, we just want to thank you again, Reverend Alfie, man. Thank you so much. Hey, y'all, please continue to join in, continue to like, share, tag, continue to watch our sound. Check us out on YouTube, all the social media platforms. We love y'all. Sunday night service, we out.
Peace out, brothers.
See you next week.